And these are products that women. Yes. I like your this ambassador today.
You get some inspiration from the yellow goats.
I shit doors.
Okay, my guys go. Here we have. You guys can join in if I didn't turn it to
My name is Jane Marriott, I'm the UK High Commissioner, and I'm delighted that both the Kenya and the UK have completed the domestic processes required for the ratification of our Economic Partnership Agreement. You may have followed the debate in the UK's House of Lords last week, as well as Tuesday's debate here in the National Assembly. Vibrant and challenging debate is a cornerstone of our democracies, and so it was great to see that there was proper parliamentary scrutiny to ensure that this is a trade deal that works for both of our countries. And over the next couple of weeks and few weeks, I look forward to us taking the final steps to bring the Economic Partnership Agreement into force. The agreement we have secured ensures that companies exporting from Kenya have continued to benefit from duty-free, quota-free access to the UK market since the end of the UK's transition period with the EU on the 1st of January. This is vitally important to many sectors and provides certainty for businesses, as much certainty as one can have in a very uncertain world. This provides certainty for businesses who rely on that duty-free access to compete. The flour industry in Kenya alone employs 200,000 Kenyans directly, and securing the duty-free access is really important for businesses in the sector for their future growth and investment. The UK tariff on flowers is 8% and on fresh beans it's 12%. So without this agreement, those figures, those increases on those key exports would have immediately been priced much higher in the marketplace, and industry would have told us how damaging it would have been that they had to put these extra costs in place when competing with countries who enjoy duty-free access. The agreement also allows for a phased and gradual liberalisation to the tariffs on some, but not all, imports from the UK. The liberalisation requirements are exactly the same as the text signed and indeed ratified by Kenya and the EU 5 years ago in 2016. Therefore, the liberalisation on certain imports from the UK will be manageable, and it will be spread over a long period of time, up to 25 years from entry into force. It is not, as I'm afraid inaccurately reported in recent weeks, a 25% tax break for British companies. It is not a 25-year tax break for British companies. Simply not true. It is a phased liberalisation on some goods over 25 years. Some tariffs will start to reduce after 7 years, some after 12 years, and will continue reducing slowly until 2046. But to protect sensitive industries in Kenya, over 1,400 UK exports are excluded from liberalisation altogether, meaning that in 2046, these imports will face the same tariff as they do now. These include various agricultural products, wines and spirits, chemicals, plastics, textiles and clothing, footwear, ceramic products, and glassware, articles of base metals and vehicles. And even then, if for some reason UK imports were to threaten domestic producers, the agreement provides for Kenya to be able to apply safeguard measures to protect its industries. The UK-Kenya Economic Partnership Agreement provides stability and certainty for UK and Kenya businesses alike. It guarantees permanent, duty-free, quota-free access to the UK markets for Kenya, one of the largest economies in the region. Without it, Kenya would have been left aside through no fault of its own, while other countries in the region benefited from the duty-free, quota-free access to UK markets due to their UN status as least developed countries. And I want to reiterate the UK's objective of achieving a regional trade agreement with the whole of the EAC that will create jobs and prosperity across East Africa. It is our intention that the agreement we have signed with Kenya is a stepping stone towards even stronger regional integration in the future, and I'm delighted that President Kenyatta is now the chair of the EAC and look forward to revitalised efforts of regional integration under his leadership. That's the formal speech, that's the formal stuff I wanted to say. I want to say two other things. One, the thing that really excites me about the UK-Kenya trading partnership, it's a partnership of equals. When you look at the balance sheet, Kenya and UK import-export as much to each other. It is not that the UK is exporting a lot to Kenya or that Kenya is gaining. It's a win-win. It's a partnership that is a genuine trade partnership, and both get so much out of this trade. So that's why I really like this. It's a fair balance of trade between our countries. And the other thing that really excites me is meeting today with all of the producers outside, some of whom already export to the UK. I heard from one lady that exporting some of her products to Birmingham had helped keep her business afloat during the times of COVID. And there's so much potential out there to export even more in both ways to the benefits of both our countries. So I'm very excited about this economic partnership agreement, and I'm looking forward to working hand in glove with the amazing ministry and Kenya team. I think it's one of the fastest negotiated trade deals because we had the political will, and because we had frank and open conversations where we disagreed, and because we had that scrutiny, and because we both wanted it to be a win-win situation, and it is. And PS, CS, your teams, our teams, they've worked so well together to come up with this win-win solution for our countries. So thank you very much indeed.
As we have this small mini exhibition to just show the possibilities of goods that can be traded between Kenya and the United Kingdom. We have seen a good range of products, and we only had a day to organize this. So I know there's a lot. Quite a few of the flower guys, actually all the flower guys haven't made it here today, which is a bit of a pity because that's one of our major exports. But we've also seen a large range of new products that are already getting into the UK market. And for us, what we're really witnessing is the world of opportunities that has been enhanced, strengthened, secured by the Economic Partnership Agreement signed and ratified by both the UK and Kenya parliaments. And we're now focusing on implementation, and that's why we have these people here. We have a great and open field ahead of us for shipping as much as we can to the United Kingdom without any duties or quota. And therefore, our responsibility and your responsibility as a business community, and really great to see you, Mushai, I think the message, and OJ. The message that we want to send starting today and that we've had before is that really there's a great opportunity for you and your members to innovate and to diversify the range of products that you will sell to that market based on the security that is provided by the agreement. It is easy to trade in many places, but a negotiated trade agreement provides security and predictability to businesses. There's a lot of work still to be done, but one major bit has been taken away, is that you do not have insecurity of your market access to the United Kingdom. And for that, we're grateful for the partnership and the support we've had with the United Kingdom. We must affirm the work that was done by our negotiators, led by PS Sweru. I listened in on some of the negotiations which went until 11 o'clock at night. So though it was a short period of negotiations, Jane, it was by no means an easy one. Your team was very, very tough. Our team was tough. Our team was very, very tough as well. You're all aware of the journey that we have taken towards this day from when we started the negotiations last year, following the private talks that were held by President Kenyatta and Prime Minister Johnson at the beginning of last year. We have talked a lot about why Kenya and the UK have negotiated this bilateral agreement and the mutual benefits to our two countries. We know, in our view, that at present, this agreement is really in Kenya's favor, considering that our exports are going to go into that market duty-free and quota-free. UK exporters, as Jane has affirmed today, will have to wait for 25 years to get the market fully liberalized on the items that have been negotiated. They're not doing badly, Jane. They've been around for a long time. I know that they're slightly more competitive than us. So this period, this transition period of 25 years, should enable Mushai and his team to get up to the game and to become more competitive, so that when we have full liberalization in 2046, for only 83% of the goods that we trade with each other, we'll be able, you should be competitive at that point. As has been mentioned, there is some products, nearly 2,000 tariff lines, that will not be opened ever, because Kenya considers those as sensitive agricultural and livelihood goods. So let us focus, and our real message to Kenyans as we start the journey of implementation, which starts literally now, because I think this agreement, it's our intention in the pace of things that we have, if we go by the pace of negotiations, our intention is to actually get this fully implemented as soon as possible. We will exchange the instruments of ratification over the coming week, and therefore this is something that we are getting off the blocks as quickly as possible. Therefore, as Kenyans, we need to focus on our export potential to the UK market. Our latest analysis of our export potential in the UK market tells us that even if we are major exporters of coffee, tea, flowers, fruits, vegetables, and textile products, we continue to miss out a large market waiting for other products that we are capable of producing. The underlying message from this analysis is that we should not just be complacent with earning 40 billion shillings annually as we did last year from our exports to the UK. And the trade balance was in our favor last year. We have an opportunity to upscale rapidly our export earnings by increasing our range and diversity of export products. Let me be more specific. What if we increased our exports to the UK by just 5% by 2025? The value of those exports would expand to over 1 trillion shillings and contribute to our economic transformation. Just 5%. I want to therefore challenge our private sector to study the market analysis that has been undertaken by our team at the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade to see where the opportunities are, both in our traditional exports, coffee, tea, flowers, fruits and vegetables. Coffee, for instance, a lot of our coffee goes to the UK via Germany. It is roasted we sell the beans, it is roasted in Germany and exported to the United Kingdom. I'm very excited today. We have seen one such coffee roaster right here at the expo. We have some in other, in other locations. If these coffee roasters in Kenya secured buyers within the UK, they will be able to increase, and we would stop diverting our coffee via Germany and sell it directly, because the Brits will drink the coffee anyway, they don't grow it. So there's no need to drink Kenyan coffee, couched as German, as a German export to the United Kingdom. So there's untapped potential for even such traditional products like coffee, like tea, like these flowers, like fruits, like vegetables. There are other products that we also have potential for, such as pulses and herbs, honey. We saw one honey processor right here, and it's a great opportunity for such companies, small as they are, to expand into the UK market. In nuts, in fisheries, in livestock and textiles, apparel, leather, and footwear, among others. We've seen, for instance, the avocados that go into the United Kingdom from Kenya. We've seen dried fruits. So there's a great opportunity to innovate and take advantage of this market. Therefore, the business community is urged to use the EPA to expand Kenya's exports to the United Kingdom and to Europe, as has been our traditional market, and to other global markets. This EPA is for you. We may be able to get some kudos today because we negotiated it, but we didn't do this just for kudos and to tap Ambassador Weru's and the team's backs. This is really done for Kenya's business. Please continue trading, create jobs and wealth and employment. And we urge our own agency, Keproba, to reach out to potential exporters to open up and educate them on the reality of this market, educate them on the standards required in the UK market, and let us take advantage and grow our own businesses. We know that there may be some little impediments to your journey, especially in compliance with standards. And one of the features of this agreement is to build in trade capacity building support. Our development aid that we will get continued and assistance we continue to get from the United Kingdom, we will ensure it is targeted at trade capacity building. We're building the capacity of our own institutions like the Bureau of Standards, like KEFIS, but also the standards of yourselves as exporters. So we have negotiated an agreement. It is now time for us to move and occupy the space that has been created. And as we move forward, We promise that the government, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, the Ministry of Agriculture, the National Treasury itself, the Revenue Authority, and our agencies will work hand in hand with the business community to ensure we take advantage of this opportunity. Let me thank you all for joining us today. Let me thank you, High Commissioner Jane, for joining us, for putting the record straight on a lot of what we have seen in the media. This is a very, very good agreement that Kenya is proud to have secured in our partnership with the United Kingdom. And as we grow in the event that there are any surges in imports from the UK, in case there is any harm to any domestic market, any domestic player, we did our analysis. We think we're protected, but we don't know everything. So should anything emerge during the course of implementation of this agreement that is considered harmful or, or retrogressive, there is inbuilt mechanisms to review this. Every 5 years, there's a mandatory 5-year review. But even if that was the case, there's actually possibilities within this agreement by giving a 1-year notice to say goodbye. I don't think it is working for us. So there are sufficient safeguards. But because we've been trading with the UK for a long time, in the context of our relationship with Europe, we don't have those fears. We just say we have put in the inbuilt mechanisms for protection should they be required, and it is necessary to put that in the agreement and to spell out the process that could be utilized in any of the safeguards. But as we stand today, we're fairly excited by the journey that we have walked together. We are fairly excited by the possibilities, and we just throw the challenge back to the business community to take advantage and to walk this journey to help us as a country create jobs, employ our young people, and earn us some decent export earnings. Asante sana.